You're watching Steve TV.
Now these ducks here, they're a Pacific black duck. Now they're with us all year round. As far as they're concerned,
They know it's feed time, don't they?
we're here for their entertainment. They're the boss. Just have a look at the colour change under their wings when they get a little bit excited. It goes from that beautiful blue to green. Just the way it reflects the sunlight. Now, if you're on the bus, you may not have the time when we come back, or you may have already been up there this morning. These twin big Cowery trees just coming up here on our left. We can only get a view of the top of them from here. There's a short little 80-metre walk just at the bottom of the car park there. That's the Queensland bull Cowery, or the rough bark Cowery. Quite unique. Those two trees there are estimated to be nearly 1,200 years old. Only found on the tablelands area here. I'll point out one of the common Cowery pines on the other side of the lake when we get around that far. Now the water in the lake here is purely rainwater. There's no creeks or streams feeding here. The catchment area is just the size of the crater you can see. That's why it's taken so long to fill up.
It's a beautiful colour.
It's crystal clear. Out there behind us in the main crater, it gets down to 69 metres and nearly 230 feet deep. Now making a mad dash towards the front of the boat. There's some of our little saw-shelled snapping tortoise.
Wow, look at them.
It's a bit of a misnomer. They're neither a turtle nor a tortoise.
That's cool.
They're actually a terrapin.
Oh.
If you see the way they swim, there's some more coming up near the front here. You see the way they swim with a proper dog paddle. They are quite carnivorous.
Wow. Carnivorous snapping turtles.
They're a snapping turtle, yeah. So don't get your finger in the way, you will lose it.
Wow, that's so cool. Lily pads and snapping turtles.
They'll actually leave the water and go up into the forest to hunt.
Look, here's
Small
more.
snakes,
Look at them.
lizards, mollusks, that sort of thing.
Aren't they
Yeah, small
cool?
children.
Look at
They
him.
are very, very active at the moment. It's getting very close to their breeding season. So there's more about and much
they're
more active
gorgeous.
than they've been for months.
I want a snapping turtle.
See the way they swim with a proper dog paddle. They have feet and claws, very different from a tortoise or a turtle that's got that broad breaststroke. These ones actually swim with a dog paddle.
Wow, that's
And the water level in the lake here stays pretty much at this level all year round. It doesn't vary too much. Half a metre or so probably pull it up. Any excess rain, any excess runoff that ends here, down on our left in the bottom of that little bay, there's a little creek that runs out there in the wet season. It's a tributary to the Mulgrave River, so it ends up out in the Coral Sea down there near Cairns.
This is absolutely beautiful, serene.
Thanks to the rich volcanic soil we've got here and the good rainfall, they classify this rainforest as one of the most diverse in the world. There's something like 1,760 species of plant life in this forest alone, and they're still counting.
And they've got
Most rainforests
big
worldwide
giant
are
boa
very poor
constrictors,
soil. Rely on
pythons,
their
and
own leaf
all live in that
drives
jungle.
for their nutrients. We're here, metres and metres deep with this rich red volcanic soil. Good rainfall, everything just bounces out of the ground.
This is just amazing. Look at the ferns. Yeah, I'll zoom in. It's a tree fern. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Water lilies with the purple flowers. Purple.
Now, if you've had a little bit of a chance to look around, especially the southern end of the tablelands, or even just coming up in the bus this morning, when you got to the top of the range there, you would have noticed a lot of the cleared dairy and farming country. Just imagine that most of the southern end of the tableland was covered in this heavy rainforest. Our early farmers have done an incredible amount of clearing. The logging started up here in the late 1800s. But in the early 1920s, to encourage people to come up here, the Queensland government gave away 80-acre blocks of land. And that was open to anybody. New immigrants or anybody that was brave enough or silly enough to come up here with an axe and a shovel got given 80 acres of that.
I would have taken it.
Yeah. To clear it, incredibly hard work back in those days.
I bet.
To keep that 80-acre blocks, all they had to do was clear half of it, build a house and start farming. Amazed at what they found, timbers and the rich volcanic soil. Now, selling all the timber off their blocks kept them all going for quite a few years.
Soupy swallow.
Until their farms got up and running. The problem was the system worked a little bit too well. They cleared too much of the rainforest. And it wasn't until 1988 that the federal government stepped in, stopped all the logging overnight, and declared what was left of the rainforest the World Heritage Areas. But we're very, very lucky. Some of the old timers can see the value in protecting some of the forest. This is quite pristine, this patch. Now coming up there on our left, that biggest tree we can see there, that's the younger sister to the twin big Cowery trees down there near the tea house. Another one of those rough bark or bull cowries. They estimate that one there to be about 600 years old. Very slow growing. And thanks to that rough flaky bark, they stay reasonably clean. All the vines and creepers have a hard time hanging on to them. Lets him get them up above the canopy and mature to that lovely age. One of the big black cormorants in the tree there.
Where? Oh, wow, no. Didn't even see him.
We get 3 different types of cormorants here. That's a large male black cormorant. Excellent swimmers underwater. No problem catching our little native fish that are in here.
What sort of fish are in the pool?
We've got 3 natives. One tiny little one, about the size of your finger, a little flycatcher. Little bony brim, a little cod, they call it mouth almighty. The biggest fish we see in here at the moment, unfortunately, is the introduced pest, the tilapia.
Who introduced it?
Hopefully no idiot. I think they've come in with the birds.
Right.
Some clown let them go years ago in Tinaroo, Lake Tinaroo, a man-made dam. And the cormorants fly from lake to lake, so they think they've come in with them.
Oh. Yeah, it's called pest fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just saw a big eel and a platypus and a turtle.
Come on, come on, come on.
And the ducks are here, of course. And there's a big $30,000 cedar tree fallen in the edge of the lake here.
I think somebody knocked it off that tree.
And then
Well, it's all national parks and there's no road in there. It's a walking track.
Yeah.
You can't do.
it'd cost them more than $30,000 to get it out, wouldn't it?
Oh, no. No. If they wanted it, they'd get it. If anywhere but a national park,
Yep.
like it was on private property, no problem, or in the state forest.
Mm.
There was even a bigger one came down, which was much more accessible than this one. And everybody, there was a big thing in the media about, like there's all that money that the national parks could use if they salvaged it. But perfectly natural situation, so it just has to stay there and rot.
Well, this has been simply amazing. This lake, this crater lake, absolutely beautiful. Rainforest, eels, platypus, ducks, tortoise, eagles. What was the other thing? There was rainbow honey eaters. They were too small for me to film.
Well, that's about it for our cruise this morning,
Thanks
folks.
very much.
I hope you've enjoyed that.
Now we're coming back in.
If you're back this way, do call in, have a cup of tea. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Lovely little spot. So on to the next bit.
Now, if this breeze lets me try and park this without getting too much trouble.
Hey, I'm in the forest and look. I'm zooming in. He's a little dragon sitting on a tree. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? He looks like part of the tree. Let's see if I can zoom right in on him. Gorgeous little fella. Beautiful. All right,
Boy
let's get
dragon.
a boy dragon.
Yep.
How can you tell?
Just the white markings on the jaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the size. Yeah, they're pretty common around these types of lakes and rivers.
We saw a couple sitting on the logs when we went on the
Oh, yeah.
boat tour.
Yeah. That might have been a water dragon.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah, they're a bit bigger.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the info. Thanks. Look at the love Queensland. Friendly people. Lizards, platypus, Miss Vic and the ducks. She's patiently waiting for me. We're the last ones on the bus, of course. There's the bus waiting for us. Not like us to be running late.
Never.
Sorry, I had a date with a dragon. And it's not a water dragon. And that lovely blonde guy, who I think might be a little bit friendly,
Yeah.
he was happy to tell me that it was a boy dragon.
Oh.
Because it had little white dots on his face. That's how you could tell it was a water dragon. Not a water dragon, a forest dragon.
Oh.
So there you go. Next bit.